What up, Digital Slang? Welcome back. Today, the XM4s, Sony's newest earbuds, are going to take on the best that Apple has to offer, the AirPod Pros. We're going to jump right into the video, guys. Price on these guys, $280 for the XM4s and $199 for the AirPod Pros. Still very pricey, even though these have been out for about 2 years. Now, let's get into the specs and then we'll go over everything step by step. Now, Bluetooth 5.2 on the XM4s, Bluetooth 5.0. Both of these earbuds do offer active noise cancellation. Both of them do have transparency mode or ambient mode, whatever you would like to call it. Both of these do have wireless charging, and battery life is going to be a little bit better on the XM4s. You're going to get about 8 hours with ANC on and about 11 to 12 with ANC off. And with the AirPod Pros, you're going to get about 4.5 to 5 hours with ANC on. And both of these will get about 23, 24 hours with the case. And again, both do support wireless charging. Now, the codecs on here, the XM4s do support LDAC, AAC, and SBC, where the AirPod Pros do support AAC. So a little different. The AirPod Pros do have spatial audio and the high-res audio on the XM4s. Both of these sound really good. Which one do you prefer? That's what we're going to talk about once we get into the sound quality of each of these earbuds. Now, different style and look on these earbuds. The AirPod Pros are going to have that stem design, where the Sonys, the new redesign after the XM3s, were just massively uncomfortable. These are a little bit better, still big, right? They're not the smallest earbuds, and I do have a little bit of trouble with these fitting in my ears, right? I do have to play around with them to really get a good fit. But as far as the look, you can see very different earbuds here. Stem style, and then the regular looking earbuds here with the accent color on the matte black finish, which I like how they look better than the AirPod Pros, even though the AirPod Pros are definitely a smaller earbud. Now, if you don't like the stem design, I guess you don't really need to watch the rest of this video, because you're going to go for the Buds Pro. If you guys watch the channel, you guys know I like both. I like the stem style earbud and I like the regular style earbud. Both of them have their pros, both of them have their cons. Now, both of these, as far as connecting goes, do have a quick connect. The XM4s on an Android device do have a quick connect option, and the AirPods on an iPhone, of course, have the same thing. So if we open up the lid on the AirPod Pros, we are going to get that pop-up window here for iPhones only. You're not going to get this on an Android device. You're going to have to go into Bluetooth settings and connect it that way. And on the Sonys, the XM4s, you are basically going to get the same thing. You're going to get a pop-up window with the Sonys, as you can see here, WF1000-XM4s, and a quick connect. Now on an iPhone, you're not going to do that. You're going to have to do the same thing and have to go into Bluetooth settings and connect it that way. But overall, not bad. So let's connect each one of these, and then I'm going to show you how they look, and you guys can get a feel for how they look in the ear. Again, stem style against a regular looking earbud. So we'll do the AirPods Pro first, since we are connecting them right now. So as far as wearing these on a day-to-day basis, very comfortable. These are very lightweight. They are lighter than the XM4s, and they're smaller too. A better comfort, more comfortable for me anyway. You might have a different opinion, but for me, the AirPods Pro definitely win when it comes to comfort. And the look, again, stem style, but they're not like the original AirPods 1 and 2, a smaller stem, so not as big, and you might like that a little bit better. But overall, very lightweight. You can wear these all day long without any ear fatigue at all. Now, we will throw in the XM4s, and you can see the difference in the look with each earbud. We'll hit connect on the XM4s. Your device is ready to be set up. We will set it up, and then we'll throw these in. Now, you can see it goes right in. Once you do the setup process, it's going to open up the Sony headphone app. Make sure you do download that app. And we'll talk about the app in a second once we get a look at how these look inside of the ears. Now, these do come with foam. It's kind of like a hybrid foam ear tip. I did replace these with some other tips to get a better seal. I wasn't having much luck with the foam. Surprisingly, But overall, you can see these do stick out a little bit more than the AirPods, and they are slightly heavier than the AirPods Pro, but they do not have the stem. So this is where it comes down to personal preference. Which one do you like better? I, again, don't have a preference. Whatever one is going to give me the better audio quality, that's what I'm gonna go for, as well as comfort. Those are my top two on my stream this weekend. Somebody asked me, what are your top two when it comes to earbuds? And mine is comfort and sound quality. Sound quality is going to be first, comfort is going to be second, and then the rest of the things that I really like with earbuds come into play, but it's going to be comfort and sound quality first and second. Now, the one thing that the XM4s do have, and this is a major improvement over what the AirPods Pro have, is the app support. Some of the best app support you can get on a pair of earbuds. And you can control all kinds of things. You can go in and customize it. I'm not going to run through the app in this video. I do have a bunch of other videos. My unboxing video on the XM4s, I did go into that in more detail. But you can go in and you can adjust many different things. We'll run through it really quick. And it's going to give you the battery percentage as soon as you get in on the earbuds, as well as the case, ambient sound control, noise cancellation, different ones. You can change. You can activate wind noise reduction, speak to chat. This is a feature that the AirPods Pro do not have, where if I'm listening to music and somebody wants to have a conversation with me, I can start talking. It will pause the music so I can have a conversation, and then you can set the timer to turn the music back on once it recognizes that you are not talking anymore. And you can do that in different increments from 5 seconds to, where is it at, 5 seconds to 15 seconds to 30 seconds, or it does not close automatically. So you do have options when it comes to that, which is very cool. Now, the ambient sound, both of these earbuds do have ANC as well as ambient sound on here, but let's get into a little bit more about the app. So in sound, you're gonna get speak to chat, you're gonna have the EQ, and this is what I love about the Sony earbuds, and this goes for the headphones as well as the XM3s and now the XM4s, is their EQ settings inside of the app. You can set it on manual, or you have different presets in here where they already have it set, and you can try and listen to the music with those settings, or you can customize it in the manual mode and set it up the way you want. Now, 360-degree reality audio setup. You can take pictures of your ear, set it up that way. Again, very similar to spatial audio on the AirPods Pro. Both are really good, and I enjoy both of them. And DSEE Extreme, another thing the AirPods Pro do not have. It's basically upscaling your audio. I really don't notice a difference. Drop a comment below, guys, if you notice any difference when you are using that. And then system, you can set up your Google Assistant and noise canceling ambient mode. This is where you're gonna go in and choose between that. You can automatically power this off. This is also where you're gonna go in and you can change your touch controls, and we'll talk about touch controls in a little bit. Right now, we're gonna jump over to what the AirPod Pros have to offer, because they do not have an app support, and that's a big deal. Right now, they do have something that is okay. It's kind of a menu in their Bluetooth settings. Now on the AirPods Pro, you do not have app support, but what you do have, if you go into Bluetooth settings and you click on this little blue info button, you do have some settings inside of here that you can customize slightly. It is very different than a full-fledged app, and I prefer the app over this hands down, but you can go in, you can rename it, you can scroll between transparency mode and noise cancellation. Now you can change your left and right squeeze to hold, right? These are like a force touch to go through, as the XM4s have touch controls to go through, well, your touch controls. And on here, touch to hold, noise cancellation, transparency mode, or I can do it to activate Siri, which is not that great, right? I don't really care about using touch controls to play with my voice assistant, at least not on the AirPods. Now you do have an ear tip fit test, and there is a fit test on the XM4s as well. So both of those are very good. In-ear detection on both of these. Take your earbud out, it will pause, put it back in, it will play music, and this is where you can play with spatial audio, turn that on, and then the mics. And that's basically all you can do. So no app support, and I know, look, I've done a bunch of AirPod Pro videos, and everybody always says you can go into settings, you can go down to music, and there's EQ settings in there. Look, those EQ settings on there, on the iPhone, they're not that good. They don't do much. Every now and then you might get lucky and get a little improvement here and there, but those settings in that app, or it's not even an app, but those settings in the music section of the settings, it's not good. It can't compare to any of the apps that Sony has to offer or Soundcore has to offer, or any of these companies that have app support for their earbuds. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to do a mic test. We'll check out the AirPod Pros and the XM4s. Drop some comments below. Let me know what mic you like better, guys. And if this is your first time here, hit that like button. A sub would be appreciated. Let's check out the mics. What up? The AirPods Pro always has been one of the best microphones on any pair of earbuds at any price point. Let me know what you think. Are they still the best? All right, guys, the XM4s. This is the mic test, a silent room. This is what it would be if you were in a quiet room talking on the phone, no noise. So drop a comment. Let me know what you think compared to the AirPod Pros. All right, now we're in a crowded room. This is what it would sound like if you were trying to talk on the phone with the AirPod Pros in a crowded room. Lots of noise, lots of people talking. The mic, let me know. Drop some comments. All right, guys, now we're in a crowded room, the XM4s, a bunch of people around talking. This is what it would sound like if you were trying to make a phone call with a bunch of people around you. Let me know, which one do you think sounds better? Drop a comment. Now, one more thing I did want to mention is that there is no multi-point on the XM4s, but you can connect the iPhone to two devices in the Apple ecosystem. So just keep that in mind. No multi-point on a $280 pair of earbuds. Very disappointing there. Let's talk about ANC and transparency mode on these earbuds. The XM4s, so we'll jump into those first. Very good active noise cancellation. These guys have just taken the lead when it comes to ANC on a pair of earbuds. It's fantastic. It's really good. Drowns out most of the low end, if not all of the low end, and a lot of the high end ANC on a pair of earbuds. And it's fantastic. It works really well. Now, the ANC on the AirPods Pro is still very, very good. Top 5 in my opinion when it comes to earbuds. Still today, it's very good. I would say even maybe top 3 or 4. The AirPods Pro do a fantastic job at active noise cancellation. Again, just like the ANC on the XM4s, it's going to take out most, if not all, of the low end. I think the XM4s do a better job with some of the higher end noises, taking some of that noise out. Now, when we talk about transparency mode or ambient mode on these two earbuds, I think the AirPods Pro still do a better job with transparency mode, and they've always been, first in class when it comes to transparency mode or ambient mode, whatever you want to call it. Companies call it different things, but it's all the same. The AirPods Pro, very natural sounding. It's basically perfect. It's going to sound like you're having a conversation with somebody that's not wearing earbuds, or you're not wearing earbuds. It's going to sound very natural. It's not digitally sounding, and there's not much white noise that comes in on transparency mode. Now, the XM4s, it's good. It's definitely better than the XM3s. I don't think it still adds up to how good it is on the AirPods Pro. There is a bit of white noise that comes in with the ambient mode on here, but overall it's very good. I would say top 5 now when it comes to ambient mode on the XM4s. It's very good. Now, as far as latency goes on here, no latency when it comes to gaming with the XM4s. You can play games, Call of Duty, anything like that. Every now and then you might notice a slight delay between audio and video, but it's very slight and it's not going to bother you too much. And the AirPod Pros do a good job as well. Listening to content, YouTube videos, anything like that, like gaming. Every now and then, again, in gaming, playing Call of Duty, you will notice a little bit of delay. The latency is better on the XM4s than it is on the AirPod Pros. Now let's talk about the touch controls on these earbuds. The touch controls are different. Squeeze touch on the AirPod Pros and a tap to touch on the XM4s. Both of these are not perfect. I have $50 and $60 earbuds that do a better job on touch controls and both of these earbuds, but we'll go through and you can determine which one you like better. I think it's a little bit better on the XM4s because we do have options. We don't have access to everything at once, but we do have options that are better, in my opinion, than the AirPod Pros. So you can see here inside of the app, you can customize your touch controls. You don't get to use everything all at once, but you do get to pick and choose. So on the left earbud here, you can see right now it's set to ambient sound, or you can do volume control. So the left earbud will control your volume if you tap it, and if you lower the volume if you continue to press. And on the right earbud, that is the rest of your controls. You can change that and set it to playback control, ambient sound control, whatever you want. Play and pause, next song, previous song, and audio input for continue pressing. The problem is you don't get access to everything. Something has to get left out, because right now, the way it's set up, I have no access to control ANC and ambient mode with the touch controls. And that's a little bit of a disappointment, right? For this price, I would have liked to have hands-free completely, full access to every control that these earbuds have to offer. Now, on the AirPod Pros, it's basically the same thing. Again, we have to go back into the settings, and the only thing that you can do on here, your left and your right earbud, you can change that to go between noise cancellation, transparency mode, or just turn it off. And on the right earbud, it's basically the same thing. And if I don't want to do that, my only other option is Siri. And of course, you know, I do have play and pause, next track, previous track, but no volume control on these earbuds. So a little bit of a bummer in that sense that both of these expensive earbuds do not have full touch controls where I can control everything. Now, let's talk about the sound quality and the volume. Both of these volume-wise, you know, I never really put a number on the volume, but if I had to go, you know, 1 through 10, I would give both of these about an 8 on the volume. I would like a little more on both of these. I think for most people, it's enough. For me, I just want a little more. You guys know if you follow the channel, I like it to be a little extra and dial it back. With these, I'm right around 80, 85% volume that I am listening to these at. And every now and then, if I want a little more, you know, maybe I could pull it out in the EQ on the XM4s, the AirPod Pros. The AirPod Pros actually might be a little louder, but overall, I would just like a little more out of both of these. Now, the sound quality on these earbuds, they're very different, more bass heavy, and don't get me wrong, the XM4's got some really good bass. You do have to pull it out of the EQ, out of the box. Just stock, the AirPod Pros sound better. Once you go into the EQ and you adjust it to a different sound profile or in manual to fit whatever it is you are looking for, you can pull out more on the XM4s. And in that sense, the XM4s do sound better. Now, the AirPod Pros probably are more of my style of earbud. The bass kind of lingers a little bit. Doesn't take away really from the mids and the highs. It does linger around. On the XM4s, that bass is sharp. It hits and disappears really quick, and then you got some good mids and highs. Overall, I think anybody is going to like how both of these sound. I think the XM4s, most people will like the sound quality of the XM4s better than the AirPod Pros, but I do prefer the AirPod Pros sound right now. And I haven't done my full review on the XM4s. I'm still testing and playing with them all week long. But right now, I am more of a fan of the AirPod Pros than the XM4s. It's just more, they both sound good. The XM4s definitely have more clarity. I just prefer spatial audio and the AirPod Pros right now. So maybe that'll change the more I use the XM4s. I have been using the AirPod Pros since launch for about 2 years. So I'm a little bit more used to that sound quality or that sound profile. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next week when I do my full review over the weekend. So now, if you wanted to use one earbud at a time, you can do that on both the AirPods Pro as well as the XM4s. So if you want to extend some battery life, you can get it from each of these earbuds. So very good that way. And both of these do support wireless charging. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in the video, although there is better battery life on the XM4s. So look, lots of good things with both of these earbuds. The XM4s are absolutely one of the best earbuds you can buy on the market, but they're very expensive, $280 more than the XM3s when they first launched. I believe those were around $230. So you might want to even look at the XM3s if you don't mind that bigger form factor. If those fit in your ears pretty good, you might prefer those over the XM4s, and it's a completely different sound signature on the XM3s compared to the XM4s, completely different. And the AirPod Pros, still one of my favorites, still in my top 5 when it comes to true wireless earbuds. They're falling down, right, as more newer earbuds come out. The AirPod Pros kind of slide down a notch, but they're still right around number 5 in my book. And I will do a top 5 coming up. I haven't done one of those yet, but I will do a top 5 coming up. I just had to get more expensive earbuds in to be able to do it. But AirPod Pros at $200, the XM4s at $280, both fantastic pairs of earbuds. But the AirPods Pro at $200 and the XM4s at $280, guys. What do you prefer? I like the look of the matte finish on the XM4s. I like the sound quality of spatial audio and the AirPod Pros better right now. Better battery life, better app support on the XM4s. ANC is better on the XM4s. Transparency mode is better on the AirPod Pros, in my opinion. But lots of good options with either earbud, guys. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you prefer, what you would like. Stem style, you might not like stem style. AirPod Pros might be out just because of how they look. But let me know. Drop a comment. We'll be back soon with more comparison videos. Peace, guys.